Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. I don't know if you guys can see me yet. Hello. How you doing? Is everyone here today? Is everyone here? We're doing a Jay Chou review. We're doing a Jay Chou review of Still Fantasy, I think. If I am not incorrect, if I am not mistaken, can you see me? Hello. If you can't see me, this is a terrible mistake and I've done something terribly wrong. I'm going to put here. Hi, sup. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? Okay? Yeah? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Are we all good? I just want to make sure that that we don't have a bad time with this, you know? Yeah. Hello, wise creature. So who have we got in the chat? Who have we got in the chat? We've got it won't go up. I gotta go here to Deepal. We've got we've got Wang Shanping and Barry Hao Yuan and Cloudin and Barney Shin and who else? And click to receive ad and Ovo Chestnut and who else we have? We've got what's this one? The Silverback Patriarch on the sidelines, and we got Martin Wang and Blue Dinner Box and Wise Creature Ming Sun, John E. Eureka and Ovo Chestnut and Yo Hua Yang and Aldrich. Yeah, hello. Hello to you New Yorkers. Sup 7 Vin. Sup Gavin Sang. Sup Lanny. I see we have people who have arrived for the live stream. Potentially because I have scheduled this live stream. We've also got Ektart here in the chat. And Shiro and 7 Vin. Let's go. Okay. We're gonna do a test. We're gonna do a test song first so we can check volume levels. Please let me know if the audio levels are good. Okay, we're gonna just make sure that the volume levels are good before we do this because I don't want to have this live stream be a waste of time by the audio being crap. Sup VicCon, well thank you, welcome to the live stream. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna listen to this song here. I'm not sure what it is. But let me know if the volume levels are okay, alright? What's this one? Please let me know if my voice is sitting okay with voice is sitting okay with the music. Or slash if the music needs to go down or not. Is this the new album? Is this Jay's new album here? It's got 12 tracks in it. I kind of want to check it out. I'm looking forward to reviewing this. Yeah. Alright. The music should be louder. The music should be louder. Alright, the song volume's too low now. Okay, cool. That's okay. We'll get the volume sorted. So that's too low now. That's that. Spotify is that. What about now? Okay. What about now? What about now? It's at 6 now, okay? Is the music okay now? Is it okay? Hi. Okay. I'm gonna check this on my cell phone to see for myself, because as much as I trust you guys, I genuinely think some of you just want to listen to the music. So it's fine, okay? What do we got? Alright, just checking it now. So I'm getting ads on this, man. I'm getting ads now. The louder the better. Yeah, I know, right? So you could... Can we go up to 7? We can go up to 7, can't we? Here we go. How about now? Okay, nearly there. This is the highest we'll go though. We're not going any higher than this. Okay, that's the loudest we're going. Okay, if this audio is a complete mess, if the audio is a mess, it's gonna be bad. Okay, it'll be fine. We're good. Okay, let's go. Cool. So, where did the album go? Where did the album go? Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, perfect, sweet. So, album. Why isn't this showing me the albums? See all, right? You can go to hospital after this. I don't want anybody going to hospital, man. I don't want anybody going to hospital. That's not what's going to happen today. Cool. So, you know, I'm just going to just get OBS back up as well, just so I can see it. Sup Shredders, and welcome to this live stream where today we're going to be reviewing the entirety of Jay Chou's album, his 7th album, titled Still Fantasy. And we've got 10 tracks, which is a little bit different to the previous tracks where we had albums where we had 11. We've got lyrics today. We've got the first 8 lyrics provided kindly by Solaris. I think it's been really difficult to do the translations for his albums because so we've got the first 8 here, and then we've got 9. Please tell me this has English. It does. Cool. It does have. Let's have English, and then we have 10. Okay. Go. So we're gonna listen through this album from start till finish, and we're gonna hear what we think. Let's go. Thank you to all of you, by the way, for coming along. If you have any questions about the music or the album, or if you have any questions about what I'm talking about, please don't hesitate to ask, okay? Just gonna confirm one more thingy. Do we have closed captions enabled? We do. Oh, thank goodness. All right, let's do it. Let's start with what's the first track? The 7th chapter of the night. Yeah, luckily we have. Thank you again to Solaris for the help with that. Let's get into it. Let's go. Sup Dwoo. Still rolling with his classical influences. I'm liking the Foley work as well as the strings and the piano work and the music box there. It's kind of ominous. You don't know what's going to happen next. Synthetic vibes are great though. Nice touch. Nice. That's cool. Okay, the flow is strong. Yeah, he's still got that softness with the way that he raps, but at the same time the production has improved, and so you've got the smoothness to it. But there's a sense of percussion because of the sidechaining that's going on. The kicks are sounding dope. Choir's a nice touch. It's a ballsy move to have a lady sing in the chorus of the first track on an album. I think this showcases how confident Jay Chou is at this point in time, not needing to sort of cover all the facets by himself. It's nice that he's sharing the reins. The lady vocals or additional coloration that work quite nicely with his Sherlock Holmes investigation. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. I would agree with that to an extent, yep. These Moogish synths are a fun little development at this point that works well to keep the listener engaged when Jay Chou isn't rapping or singing. Really? This is his last album before he created his music label. That's wild, man. Yeah, it is very different. Instantly, Andy Shushan. I like the fact that he's able to vary his delivery like that. Again, the swoosh there, the little swoosh, and then bam, back into that new section. It's again, the production is very subtle and gentle. It contrasts it contrasts to a lot of the music that I listen to. I like that we're not playing into the loudness for it. It doesn't sound overcompressed. Again, like, don't get me wrong, it's not the fastest that I've heard Jay rap, but I think his pronunciation is improving. Additionally, the fact that he is doing different characterizations per verse is really impressive. I think at this point we're becoming more invested into the overall experience, the overall vibe, as opposed to, what we have going on, I suppose, in the sense of, like, even though, like, it's similar to a lot of stuff I heard from Jay Chou, it somehow sounds less conservative. Oh, 8 months? That's wild, man. That's a long time. Again, like, I've never really understood why musicians will do, like, the ba-ba-ba-ba over the top of the clean vocals, but I suppose if you mix it so that it's a sub-layer, it works. And I think in that respect, it's an interesting experience so far with this first track. The piano work. It's subtle, but it's really elegant. The falsetto in this part is stunning. This is the most convincing falsetto that I've heard from Jay Chou in my time reviewing his music, or at least one of the most convincing points. It's like he's fully explored his range at this point. He understands his strengths and weaknesses. And it harmonizes so well with the rest of the elements of the mix, including the really sort of snow-like piano parts. The bass, the strings, the drums. And it's just done. And it just finishes like that, and it's so short. It was a really quick little journey throughout this track. It feels like it just came and went, right? That's progression. That's progression. Yeah, I suppose it would do, but that's the point with composition, right? You're supposed to introduce little elements, little breadcrumbs as you go along. And then what you do is you kind of tie them together with little strings. And at this point in Jay Chou's career, like at this point, this is his 7th album. I wouldn't expect any less from him, to be fair. I'm hoping to see further improvement. Not necessarily improvement, but I want to see him continue to push the boundaries like in some of his earlier releases. Sup, Andres? I'm not sure, though, because people have told me that Jay Chou is not as experimental in his later albums after the 6th. but I also know that some people prefer the 7th album. So it's one of those tricky things, right? We have lyrics, of course, again, provided kindly by Solaris. Thank you very much. And it's cool. It's cool that the music video uses an extended version. Manage the accompany. 7 months. Yeah, it's a shame that I can't do music videos via YouTube because the live stream would be interrupted and would be kind of screwed. That's the only reason why. Trust me, if we could do music videos for these, I would be doing that. Absolutely. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. Like the lyrics here are talking about setting the scene of year 1983. 1983. Again, Vincent. No, Huang Junlang, Lang. Lang was doing the lyrics here. I was almost said it was Vincent. That's almost illegal, isn't it? You don't want to confuse Vincent with Lang. You don't want to do that. You get in trouble. But yeah, you look at the disappeared pistol, scorched cane melting wax figure. You get the evidence. You get the impression here that this is a Victorian crime scene. You know, that's an absolute mess. I mean, if it was a gorgeous, brutal piece of music, then justice is deep and hopeless melancholy. This is a very dark turn for Jay Chou to take in this. I'm not sure where we're headed. I'm not sure. I think the imagery. I would say the music video would elevate this primarily because you can see Jay Chou singing in a way that represents the image provided within the lyrics. And that's cool, but Jacob, I feel you, dude. It's all good. It's okay, Solaris. I appreciate it nonetheless, dude. Father, 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 father. The Iron Bed. Finally put together. Yeah, so I think it's about someone trying to solve a mystery, but at the same time understanding that there's no pure good ending. There's still bloodshed at the end of the day. And it's coming to terms with that nothing matters because even if you're trying to save the world, it'll still be broken anyways. Could I do an MB watch along? Of course, I could do that. I could do that. Honestly, it'd be better to just do like a session watching Jay Chou's music videos, but I'm not going to commit to it because I'm here today. I'm not going to commit to stuff because I have a bad habit of committing to do stuff and then I don't do it. So I'm being very careful today, okay? Sherlock Holmes, absolutely, I get that. Although I've heard some people also say that it's not based on Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, black ink stained with peace. It's kind of dreadful and kind of sad and kind of intense, but at the same time, I don't necessarily dislike it. Great start to proceedings, though. Really strong introduction to it. I wonder if the rest of the album is going to be like this or if it's going to kind of steer away from it a little bit. I would love some more distorted guitars, but you know, we'll just see. We'll see. We've got Listen to Mama's Words, Ting Mama de Hua. Lyrics by Jay Chou. So Jay Chou got to do the lyrics in both in this track as well as the music. This will be interesting. I'm interested to hear how what this second track turns out, though. Oh, okay. This is very different to what we had previously. I'm not sure if I like the fact that it's different to what we had previously. I was kind of hoping we could continue with the Victorian detective drama vibe, you know? Sup? How's it going? We'll figure that out when we get there, eh? I haven't thought that far ahead yet. It's like so bright and cheery after what we talked about previously with like the melancholy, bittersweet, like death and suspense and stuff like that. It makes me wonder why this track was put second. Why was this track the second one on the album? It can be a fantastic track with awesome lyrics, but why second after the first one? It's so friendly and personable, like someone's having a beer with you, you know? I heard that little bit of harpsichord there. I was not expecting there to be harpsichord in there, and I'm not sure why there was harpsichord in there. It almost seems like Jay was like, yo, let's just see if we can get away with that. It's kind of classy in the sense. It kind of elevates it a little bit more. It's a little bit more sophisticated. It's a very bubbly little poppy track we've got so far, though. I can understand why kids were vibing with it. I understand why people enjoy it. Yeah, he changes many flow types in the song. I think I'm gonna make half of the chat angry by saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyways because I have to have some sort of legitimacy. I think that the song's well written. I understand musically what's going on with the harmonies and the arrangement of the instruments, and I think that it's a proficient song that's well written, and Jay's heart is in the right place. Do I think that this is one of Jay's best songs? No, I don't think it's one of Jay's best songs. I can understand why people like it, but I'm not really vibing with it. I kind of like his more angsty kind of stuff, and I've said that in previous reviews. You know, the flow is great. Great rhythmic phrasing to it. The words are coming through clearly. Nice, easy to swallow piano arpeggio there. I mean, like, again, we have nice development here in this additional part. You know, it's like it's meant to be charming and happy and friendly and carefree, right? It's impressive that he writes that many, absolutely, Rick. Again, no disrespect to what Jay Chou is doing in here. Going with his traditional rap formula to the clean vocals, to the harmonized falsettos and stuff like that. He's putting in the work. It's by no means a lazy song. He's by no means sleeping on it. And I know I'm not the target audience, but I'm also reviewing his music. I'm also reviewing his music today. And I'm glad that Jay got the chance to write a children's song. But why after the first one? Why after the first track? I know there could be a collection of singles, but why? Why? I think that the instrumental choices in this, like the harpsichord and little string plucks and stuff, make it less cheesy. And I think if you compare it to his previous work in the last few albums with the distorted guitar and synths and like the turntablism and stuff like that, you could have why didn't he put the turntables in this one? Put the turntables in this one. Put get the wickers, you know, like. Good. I'm glad that people are disagreeing with me, by the way. Continue to disagree with me. It feeds me. Give me strength by disagreeing with me. This is called open discourse, and it's really healthy. Don't try to figure out the logic. I know how much he cares about it because I can hear it in his vocal performance. He wants it so much. He's so passionate about it. The whoo and all that kind of stuff. You can tell that he's putting his all into it. And I feel so bad. I mean, aside from the vocals, there's like the piano lines, little kind of synthy bits with the keys. Relatively conservative, easy to refrain to that vocal phrasing there. There's little bits to appreciate, little themes, but it's a very safe composition, you know? Because this vocal melody we have, da 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 bum, bum 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 bum. It's one of the most pleasant, earwormy little melodies that we've had here. I understand. Don't get me wrong. From like the perspective of it being like a kid's album or a kid's track. Again, actually, he wrote it as a. I'm hearing you. So it's a gift to his mother. I hear you. It's a gift to his mother. We've even got the Beltry at the end. What? Jay, why do you put... Guys, help me. I'm losing my mind. I feel like I'm having an existential crisis at the moment listening to this. I'm having an existential crisis because I'm realizing that I've just become... I guess I've been sleeping better recently. Maybe I just am a little bit more energetic. But like, this song, I don't know, man. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I liked the first one. To be clear, this will be the final comment I make on it because it's been a while on it. I know people want me to go through the album at a pace, right? If a musician that I reviewed who was not as big as Jay Chou went from a detective song or like one of our like Sherlock Holmes or whatever to a children's song in an album, I would be like, what is going on? I think it's testament to how massive Jay Chou was that he managed to pull it off in an album like that with that image of like, it's so like kind of like intense. And then the second song is just so charming and stuff like that. I don't think that there would have been many artists who are even mid-level who could pull off that for an album structure. It's great. I kind of have to applaud it primarily for the, you know, I love the fact that Jay made it for his mom. Again, I'm sure his mom is really proud of him, you know? But yeah. That's what he wants. Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. It's totally fine. I'm not going to go, hey, Jay, make your album different. Go back 16 years and do it differently. I know that I'm not that arrogant. It's just the one thing that always kind of amuses me about these album reviews is the you know, the fact that you can just, again, you can put it on shuffle and it'll be, you know, like that. It's cool though. It's cool. It's cool to hit the fantasy part of it. That's fine. Again, we're understanding each other. It's cool. I don't think less of the song because I don't understand the placement of it. The song by itself was fine. Okay, it was totally fine. Listen to Mama's words. It by itself as a single, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. No complaints. Kid, do you have a lot of questions? I do. I have a lot of questions. Yeah, absolutely. Eureka. And I didn't understand fantasy either. I didn't understand the structure of the second album either. At all. I have the exact same questions here. It's just nobody got to like negotiate with me about it in a chat because I didn't do that back then. I haven't experienced the same complete blunt shift tonally that I have now, you know? I Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun live stream. Welcome to the shit show that is the Spider Hands SP live streams. Jay Chou 7th album review. I will read the full lyrics. I will. I am respectfully here. I am here to read through the lyrics and understand them. I will read them. It's okay. It's all good. Don't worry. It's okay. It's alright, guys. I am taking this seriously. I'm also just having fun. Yeah, I know about Jay Chou's tape recorder. I know about that. Yeah, I understand. So basically, yeah, I'll read through it before I comment on it. I like that line, Sigh, I just don't want to teach you bad stuff. It's like, no, don't get too involved in the woman. Don't get too involved in the woman. Even if you can play the piano, don't get too involved, you know. Hello, Russell. How are you doing, Russell? How are you doing today? That's cute. Mama will study hard, study hard. Yeah. Because yeah, no, I'm not going to go down that track. I'm still learning about Jay Chou. So you can brag to your classmates, God of Gamblers is your father in the future. I see. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Like, I think solely, the sole reason why we have such thematic diversity within this track, the sole reason that there is so much change thematically from a story perspective is because Jay is confident. That's it. There is a completely justified confidence in that. Not only because of how successful he is by this point in time in his career, but also because he did it earlier and it worked. It just doesn't work for everyone, and that's fine. Jay is very special. It's very personal. I appreciate the story and the sentiment there. In a way, after reading through the lyrics, I kind of feel like the song is a lot deeper than it appears on closer inspection. There is a sense of darkness in it as Jay tells his younger self, yo, you need to be careful. You need to study harder in school. You know, you need to pay attention to what's important. Don't, get into, looking back on yourself and trying to understand where you've come from versus who you are going to be today. I think if I hadn't known what the lyrics were about, this is an extreme situation where it would have completely changed my perspective on it. I have more respect for the song now because of that, so I will give it a heart. But like without the lyrical content, I'm just like, oh, it's just a happy kind of chill, kind of relaxed song for kids to sing along to, you know? It's all good. No, it's okay. Don't worry, Andy Shushan. I've committed to doing albums 8 to 15. We're going to continue. It's cool. We're going to do all of them because I've said I will. And I need to at least do one thing to completion, right? I'm far away, 1,000 miles away. Vincent Fang is back. A duet song with Yu Xing Fei. Fei is the one who sung Shui Hua Piao Piao. Shui Hua Piao Piao. Another poem by Vincent. Thanks, Vincent. Is that like the smiley face where you're crying when you smile? Is that the smiley face that we had there, Solaris? Because I would vibe with that, dude. We'll just finish off the rest of the second track there. Really pretty way to finish it off with the arpeggio or the flow note there. I'm glad people like the album. I'm glad they do. I'm not here to fight people. Where did my coffee go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I'm not offended, guys. Honestly, I'd rather you tell me if I'm wrong, because then I can like look at it, listen to what you have to say, and then learn from it if it's correct. And if you're not correct, then I then I won't learn. So it's fine. It's all good. Excuse me for a minute. I'm enjoying this. Nushka, come in. Come here. Come here. Sit on my knee. Sit on my knee. Come here. Nushka, my cat Nushka is just sitting back there at the moment, sleeping on a beanbag, and she's like, meow, I'm just like, sit on my knee, come say hi to the live chat. She's like, no, I want to sleep on the beanbag. Apparently my green screen is, there we go, cool. We'll continue, okay? Do parents like this because it's gentle? It's great. It's fantastic. I've got lots of love for it because of the fact that the piano line suits the vocal style and the tone and timbre of it so well. The panning is fantastic in the stereo field. And it's consistent and smooth like a river, you know? Can I be real with people for a second? When I see, I would say that from this album, even the mid-ages, people start to like a song and accept them. From one perspective, I look at that and I think, yeah, that's great. I'm glad that Jay Chou managed to find fans in that old age group. On the other hand, I think it's really sad because it means that up until that point, older people hadn't listened to him just because they didn't like him or didn't respect his kind of vibe. It makes me really sad when people are kind of like just, they don't try new things. And I really hope that when I get older, I don't do that, you know? I hope that I'm open to stuff. The vibrato, the clean vocals in this are absolutely sensational. I think that this is a really clever collaboration here. It's great work. Oh, that jazzy extension there in the harmony. Again, allowing Fei Yuxing, right? Fei Yuxing? Is that right? Am I mispronouncing that? The vocal style is so different from Jay that it's almost I'm almost gobsmacked by it because not only for them to come out of retirement to record with him, but I just love how Jay is allowing so much space for them in the middle of the mix alongside the Suona and stuff like that. It's such a gorgeous effort and so considerate. Yeah, absolutely. The antithesis. And contrast is so important with music. If you have two vocalists, you need them to be different in order for them to stand out and be effective. Well, that plucking is kind of pretty. You know, it's like, why is it pretty though? And the reason it's pretty is because it's just it's like kind of like it's flicking your eardrums. I don't know. Sometimes as a music reviewer, I say stuff, I'm like, wait, why did I say that? Was it a reaction or am I actually being critical about it? I like that Jay is trying to sort of stick with his pace. Oh, cool. Good to know. Thank you. I appreciate that, Solaris. No, we're not going to that key change there. We're doing a key change. I have an allergic reaction when they do key changes. I really do. Um, but we haven't had one yet. So Jay, chat, just so everyone knows, this is Jay's one outro key change. He's allowed one. He's not allowed another one, okay? This is his one allowed per album. It's a ballsy move collaborating with a legend like that. It's a really ballsy move because, like, you've got someone who is so well known that if you, how do you negotiate that? You've got to sing less well than them so that they feel like they've got the center stage. But at the same time, you've still got to keep up with them or else they're not going to give you the time of day. It's kind of crazy. I think at that point, Jay Chou is in his higher range and he's trying to stick within a similar position to Faye. It works. It works. The accompaniment as well as Faye's vocals are the strength of this track, in my opinion. There are but good night, Solaris. No, there are not more key changes in this album. No, that should be illegal. There should be like a little exclamation mark that comes beyond that first one, so that I know whether to be oh no. I'm gonna get in trouble for this, man. It's alright, I'm just messing with y'all. We're having fun. Are we having fun? Is it okay? Are we having good times chatting about the music? I'm gonna have someone tell me I'm not reviewing it or I'm not listening closely enough. It drives me nuts, man. He loves his key changes, absolutely. Yeah, the accompaniment is incredibly strong here. The motif for that track, before we go any further, it sounds thoroughly neutral. It doesn't follow a traditional or like a cheesy key signature. I think there's a lot of neutrality within the overall tone of it that allows space for flexibility within the vocal melodies. I think that's a strength of it. At the same time, it's almost like because there's less kind of like edginess to the accompaniment and the arrangement. I mean, I can understand why it appeals to maybe like an older demographic, but I know I need a bit something to. I need something to inject me in the arm to kind of give me that bit of adrenaline boost. But at the same time, for Jay to collaborate with someone like that, fantastic. If it is a gift to his mom, then that's even better. Have I warmed up to the Chinese style ballads? Do you want my honest answer or the one that'll make chat happy? Because they may be slightly different. Shredders, I'll be honest. I like Jay Chou's ballads. Do I love them? I don't love all of them. I don't. I think the more I've familiarized myself with Jay Chou, the less I'm like, wow, that was something unique and impressive. Because he's good most, if not all of the time. Yeah, that's the contrast, absolutely. Jay Chou's not a singer. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if Jay Chou is not a singer who focuses on vocals. I think that Jay Chou absolutely focuses on vocals. I think for Jay Chou, the many different types of vocal styles within his albums signify provably that he cares about his vocals. Fei Yuxing is just, he's got a style that he's dedicated to. And that one sort of niche for him is what made him successful and famous. Yeah. Yeah. Jay's mom is a fan of Jay, the comparison terms. Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the reason why, Faye might have a younger, older audience, is because he's just been doing it for way longer. Jay, you can't compare the two. It's like comparing like Metallica with Critopsy. They're both legends within their field, but they're different, but they're still incredible. You know what I mean? And even if one's experienced more commercial success, it doesn't make the other one lesser. because you're not talking about it from a musical standpoint then. You're talking about it from a commercial standpoint. And the commercial standpoint of music is the problem with it in the first place. But yeah. The yodeling is going average, RC, and in response to the question about the hot chicks, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to listen through the fourth in a moment. I just want to like look through this track here. Far away, 1,000 miles away. Awesome. You missed the beard. I don't miss the beard at all. Beards, they made me look like a homeless person. Dude, I looked like a homeless person. There was no shape to it. I looked like a knockoff Junior Santa Claus, man. I you know, it's brutal, man. It's brutal. Yeah. Yeah. I just, again, I'll do this just because a lot of people, yeah, look, I got rid of the hair. I got rid of it. It's all gone. I will never go back. Well, at least I don't think I'm going to go back to having long hair for a long, long time. Because I hate having long hair. Like when you go to the gym, right? And you have long hair, it flows all over your face and stuff. And it's not fun. It's not fun, man. I wouldn't recommend having long hair unless like you want it, and that's basically most things in life, isn't it? I suppose. And apparently he tells adult. Thank you, RC. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate this. It's good to know. It makes me feel good about myself, and feeling good about yourself is one of the most important things in the world, right? Yeah. These adult jokes. I mean, good on them, I suppose. It's like I've never felt comfortable with old people telling adult jokes. It's just always weird to me. It's like I don't want to be reminded that you had sex. I don't want to know, you know. Thank you. Thank you. Generally, people have been pretty positively receptive about the hair, and it's okay if you miss the beard. But I mean, if you miss the long hair, you're just totally screwed. I might grow the beard back, but not the hair. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, screw it. You guys, I mean, the branding is up in the top corner anyways. So I'll just keep that there. Yeah. Thank you. There we go. Go. So I have hair now. It's weird not having, like, my beanie on. It's fine, though. Well, we'll be good. Okay, we're just gonna not have the beanie on today, apparently. That's cool, Gavin. Enjoy it, my dude. Enjoy the style. Thank you to Solaris again for his work on the lyrics. I appreciate that. So it kind of sounds like we're kind of weighing up our own existence in the world and the universe and kind of trying to understand where we're at and where we're going forward. Like the cicada wing being the thinness of it, things could be destroyed at any moment, is kind of visceral. It's going on a friend, falls I wait for you to come. Yeah, so it is a love song, I suppose. But is it talking about the wait for that to occur, you know? Flowers bloom. The future is thin as a cicada wing. Seen 1,000 miles away, silent and black and white. Silent and black. The age of silence may be not too distant to love each other. Yeah. I think it's people waiting for love to blossom and occur, but it never comes because it's just too brutal, you know? Yeah, that's my intent of it. It's a forbidden love that never comes to fruition because they're sitting there waiting for it, and it's just, they don't know how else to move it forward. Chinese Herbal Manual, Compendium of Materia Medica, track number 4. That's great. Thank you, everybody. We're a little slow. You may spend 3 albums on this album. No, we're gonna do the album as it is. I agree. We are going slowly, but I mean at the same time it's like it'll take as long as it takes, I suppose. I'm not deliberately messing around. Yeah, this is more hype. I agree. I think that these synthesizers, which have not been there the entire time, It's a really crazy album, dude. He's just throwing all sorts of stuff against the wall to see what works. I'm not mad about that though. I like that. I'm kind of getting used to the fact that it's going to be a real surreal kind of experience. Yeah, it's a dance track. Again, the dum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum bum is hypnotic. It's a hypnotic groove, a great flow and rhythm to it. And those woodwinds are sensational, nice fresh layer on top. And again, like little bits of a different, additional sort of like the floor toms that I think we had there were a nice little fill that I wasn't expecting. Sort of an anti-build, or an anti-drop, I suppose. I don't know. It's a filthy synth though, dude. And it's weird combining the sort of the synthetic textures of these synthetic textures of a synth. What am I talking about? With the woodwinds, usually if you combine sort of a harsher element with a softer one, they don't smooth together, but that's the benefit of mixing and mastering. If you get the master chain sorted, they work a lot better. Oh, we got the Moog Woogly Boogly. The Woogly Boogly synth on the right, dude. Wait, did you just say the instrument solo at the end? Is there an instrument solo at the end? Don't you tease me. Is there an actual solo at the end? Because if there is, I am getting hyped for this. Give me a guitar solo. Some solo. Do it. That's the KLD, man. I'm just talking, man. It's so good. It's so good. What do you mean there's not a... What? There's no guitar solo? I feel ripped off now. What? The boing oing oing oings. He did a key change again. He had the one key change. And now he's just done straight the song after. Oh, a flute solo is fine. I can get behind a flute solo. Let's be real, man. I'm not mad about a flute solo. Okay, great call and response between two sides. The bass, the bomb, rolling with that one root note the entire song. I think that's part of why it doesn't feel like it's shifting that much, because you have boom, boom for the entirety of the 3 minutes 27. Okay. That's the most creative thing I've heard in this album so far, and I'll fight anyone who disagrees. I love that. That was such a banger, dude. Why wasn't this song featured on the new album, man? I hope there's more stuff like this on the new album. I want the give me more of that, please. Thank you, Jay. That was sick, man. It was just so unexpected. Why did he put that there? Why have the I don't know, man. I don't get it. It's fun. I don't understand the context of it. We got lyrics though, okay? I mean, watch me grab a handful of herbs and take a pill of pride. Well, I mean, to be fair, like, I mean, we could have been taking pills when we came up with that last bit. Um, I wouldn't be mad about that. I don't mean that in a disparaging way. I'm not like, don't do it, like, MK. I'm not like that. I think it's great. You can do some really kind of creative, fancy stuff. Most creative until number 6. Cool. Yeah, I guess so. It could be that way. I don't know, man. I can react to dance about. Don't slice the antler too thinly. It is about pills, man. It's about medicine. Cure. The prescription rooted in millenniums of Chinese culture has unknown strength. So is this... I know people have already told me what this track is about, but is it effectively about someone trying to figure out how to make the best medicine and looking through all the ingredients? But is that it? Squat, little zombie squat, light the lamp in the dark alley, squat, drill the turnip pit, zombie squat reciting incantations, la 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 la. Am I taking pills? What are these lyrics? Again, I think Solaris did a fantastic job of translating them. What is celebrate the history of Chinese culture? What is drill the turnip pit? I'm not being rude. It's about traditional medicine. I know, but like, what is a turnip pit? Absolutely, I feel you. But what is a turnip pit? Is it like a pit of turnips? What is a turnip pit? I'm getting my head around that. I like the little zombie squat though. I can just imagine little undead people fucking like just jamming around and sort of moshing and stuff like that to the flute solo. I think that'd be dope. I'd be into that, man. I'd be into that. Good track though. Again, this is probably my favorite of the 4 at this point in time. I definitely like it more than the second. The third one was very unique. I think it's near the one, and the first one had its own sort of vibe. What is track number 5 though? Retreat. Okay, let's do number 5 then. We're good. We're good for it. We're good. He did it again. He completely changed into the ballad. The ballad style of the Jay Chou. We're in a different room. We're in a different universe. This is still fantasy, right? And of course this has 24 million plays. The one that I liked had 5 million plays. This one, that I'm kind of ambivalent about, is 24 million. I'm glad people like it though. Okay, similar chord progression here. Working with pretty traditional triads. Very light guitars on the side there, nice panning of those, like nice filtering of those, should I say? Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, fantastic work there. There's a lot of stuff to appreciate in that chorus, from the range into the chest to the falsetto voice in the second half, to the steady hand of the percussion accompanying the ever-changing, complete sort of journey there through those chord progressions there. I love the fact that we held back a little bit dynamically at the end to allow him more space in the mix to be able to sort of appreciate himself. I like the woo, that little point of, oh, I did it. I got it right this take that we had in the had in that spicy section there at the end. Woo! Yeah, really hard to sing. Yep. I would imagine so. I mean, you're not going to get me singing a Jay Chou track anytime soon. I'd shit myself. I would not do it. I would not do it, None of that. Let the man do it. Oh, great transition back to the second verse. Sup, Jillian? How you doing? Sup, Gil? Welcome to the live stream. Today, we are reviewing Jay Chou's 7th studio album. We're halfway through. But I think we're having fun. Oh my goodness. That sound of that guitar there, the brown, that is a 9th chord, and he did not need to go that hard with it, but he did. And I think that the world is a better place for it. Oh yeah, bring it there, come on. There we go. Hey. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Sup, Harden Plus, thank you. Yeah, the guitar is nice. The guitar is carrying a lot. The little ba-ba-bum, little ascensions in the melodies and stuff like that. I dig it. I think that it would have been so disappointing for us to not have more action going into this. I think that I take it back. This is probably Jay Chou's strongest track on this album. He loves his woo. That's kind of a trademark of Jay at this point, is going woo. Whenever you hear woo, Jay's done something impressive and we need to pay attention to it. That's cool, LD. I feel you. Oh, the bell tree at the end. Honestly, if we had had a key change there, I'm not gonna lie. If we had had a key change there, I would have been grumpy because it just seems like such a cheap way to elevate a chorus that doesn't need it. There is so much strength in everything that is going on within this track, from the arrangement to the proficiency on the instrumental performances there, to the exciting ways that Jay is voicing himself, not only working within the harmonies and the verse parts, but also the falsetto, the C5s and everything that people have been talking about. If he'd done that key change there, like with the previous tour, it would have pissed me off, to be brutally honest. Came in too late. Yeah, man. I'm sorry, RG, right? I'm sorry. I apologize. I know it sucks. It sucks when you come in too late for a live stream and you just want to catch that first track. But the plus side is that Jay Chou album reviews are like the only ones that don't get taken down by YouTube for copyright infringement. So you'll be able to watch the first half of it afterwards. I know some people love them. Me, I know how they work, so it's a bit less magical for me. And I think even if you do know how they work, maybe I'm just not the target audience for key signatures. Bomb is coming. Big explosion. Big explosion. All right, what are we doing? We've got to look through the lyrics first, though. Okay, we can't get too. We got to take our time. Take our time with this, okay? Because if we get, we got to take our time. All right. The sky is this gray. No, don't do this. Don't do the thing where you make a really nice, happy, pleasant-sounding track, and it's like the sky is as gray as if I had cried. After leaving you, I did not gain more freedom. Stop it. Stop it, Jay. This is brutal. Song Jian Jiang. Damn. Drained of memories, the smile is summer. You had to have this track sound pleasant because the lyrics are so depressing. The most beautiful memories are love to be continued. So is this basically a track about someone losing the love of their life and realizing what they've lost and regretting it? You know, it's a bit more to it than that, but that's the crux of it, right? Let me know if I'm completely off base with that, okay? I got the coughs because I've been doing vocal stuff. Who is this? Who has returned to the fray today? It is Ding Lu Yang. Sup, Ding Lu Yang. How are you doing today? LD Red Imitation. Let's go. Let's do the bomb track. Oh, the one everyone's excited for has 2 million plays. At least you know that if it has 2 million plays, I'm gonna like it, right? Thank you. Red Imitation. Let's go. Oh, cool, man. Boom.
哎呦，吉他谁教你的？
哎呦，我生下来就会了，你不知道？
哎呦，屁的！
Okay, let's talk about this track for a moment. Let's just take a moment. Let's just take a moment. Okay, we gotta do the little clappy claps that they do in court. That guitar solo at the start was on fire. Why tease us with this, Jay? Just give us a guitar solo in the song, not before the song. It's like he was like, I know Logan, I know Spider-Hands is going to review this in 16 years' time, and I'm going to put the dope-ass guitar solo at the start so that he can just miss it for the rest of the album. If there is not a guitar solo, this is foreshadowing, if there's not a guitar solo in the rest of this track, I am going to throw something, dude. In fact, I have this. You see this? There's a little squeezy thing. I'm going to squeeze it. It's a little cat. I'm going to squeeze it in my fist. And it gradually comes back. I'm going to keep this on me so that I can control my rage at a lack of a guitar solo. Thank you. You want me to rewind? All right. We'll go from here, okay? Great rapping. Great rapping, dude. It's so precise. He's in his element now. There is no holding him back. He is at the top of his flow. Not only has he hit the C5s, he's hitting those bars, man. You know, this is so dope, man. Oh, really? We're just imitating people now with stereo panning. Okay, great choice. Great contrast there with the clean vocals. Okay, great. So we've got the clean vocals in here with these interesting harmonies here. The brass is a nice touch with that Latin flamenco kind of vibe here. There is the best rapping I've heard from Jay in quite a while. What else have we got? little string plucks as well, nice and the charismatic. You know, just the production is on point. Similar bass line and chord progression throughout, but we don't need to change it so much because of the change in the arrangement. Again, there's that difference in characterization that we had at like the start, like the earlier track. No, it's look. I have the cat, okay, and then you're gonna be jealous. The Nushka mug. Do you see it? Do you see the Nushka mug? I have a Nushka mug, and she has the little sunflower on it. Yeah, that's what I have. It's dope. Everyone should have a little mug with their cat on it. I totally am not weird, you know. But I didn't throw Nushka, okay? It's all good. Part of why the hook works with the rapping there is because he's switching his octave with each delivery, and it sounds like a call and response, a conversation he's having with the listener. A meme song of Jay. Great eighth note groove on those drums as well. Nice, punchy. Thank you, Shenida. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. And yes, I have shaved. Yeah? I've got short hair now. I hope you enjoy your video games, Shenida. Have fun, man. It's all cool. But, hey, Shen, yo. Hang on a minute. Also, please send me through the songs you want for the SB patron stuff. Please. Okay, I owe you 2 songs, man. I owe you a song for this month and last month and this month. So let me know what songs you want me to review, okay? For your SB patron stuff, okay? It's all good. Thank you. There's 2 songs, okay? Anyways, we'll continue, okay? Great stuff. Ayo.
的意思是，就是你没话讲的时候可以，哎呦。
No, I didn't. I just didn't do that. I did not just dab on a live stream. What the hell is wrong with me today? I have energy. Is Jay Chou giving me a life, or am I giving this album life? So that's the deal, is it? That's the kind of thing they vibe with, right? Okay, so we had one main motif that was repeated throughout, but the thing that made it interesting was not only was Jay's multitude of different vocal approaches, combination with the brass, which is a new element we haven't had a lot of today. I can hear Mojito in this. I personally prefer Mojito to this. You know, I'm no shade. You know, I think that I do prefer Mojito to this one, but I can nonetheless appreciate what's going on here. Really? So what does does Jay Chou have the does Jay Chou have the what's the word I'm looking for? Does he own Ayo? Is that it? Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, I mean, we're gonna find out, right? Ayo seems like Taiwanese, like ole ooh, ole le. I can't yodel. I tried, but it was terrible. You know, it was terrible. 666, the number of the beast. Okay, Let's go. Wait, nah. Are you telling me that Jay played the guitar on that track? No, he did not play the guitar. It's illegal for Jay to be that good at different instruments. Jay should not be that good at different instruments. It's illegal, dude. That was a phenomenal solo at the start, man. I'm not mad, eh? Yeah, he stayed consistent. Chinese style, persist my style. Okay. No one can interfere. It's my nature to sing the opposite tune. Courage and my shoulders will have two open spaces. That is courage and perseverance. I like that a lot. I think that's the kind of charisma and character we need from Jay Chou. Heng heng ha he. Heng heng ha he. I see. Hing hing ha he. It is these things I see. Diddly dee. Why did I write this song? I can't find the motive yet. If the sky will be dark, I will get Chang'e to fly to the moon. I think this is a stunning line. How are there people who directly tried to imitate Jay Chou? Which musicians tried to imitate him around this period? I'd be curious to know what you think about that. Who was trying to be Jay Chou? The teacher is talking, are you listening? Yeah, this is basically saying, look, imitators, my name is Jay Chou, and I am not going to take your grief anymore. I am here to stay. I know my truth. I speak my truth. You ain't got anywhere to hide, man. I am coming for you, and you got to pay your respects. That is my intention of that. It's the fake artists and social media. I see what you mean. I hear it. I hear it. Hing hing ha he he is from Nunchucks. Oh, damn. Oh, no. That's brutal, dude. If anyone here is watching this and thinks that it's a good idea to steal someone's music and put lyrics over it, like, don't do that. That's bad. Stop it. Don't do that. Make your own music. There's so many opportunities nowadays. I'm going to give that a like. I enjoyed that as well. I'm still 50-50 on this one. I'm going to unlike it. Not because I think it's a bad song, but because I don't feel about it the same way as I did the other 5. Does that make sense? I'm not sure about that second track. We'll listen through number 6, 7 though, okay? Again, I've probably lost half the chat because I dislike that song, but it's okay. Heart's Rain. Lyrics by Vincent Fang, so another poetry. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I really wish people would be more original, but then that's me as someone who is a reviewer reviewing music on YouTube. You know, it's not like I can preach and be like, yo, be original, be like me, who's doing what a lot of other people do. But anyways, let's continue, okay? Track number 7. This track has more plays, so I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. His cleans have improved with every album. This is beautiful. He's got such a sultry, sensational vulnerability to his vocal performance here that sounds so authentic. And when I listen to him sing, alongside the piano and the strings, it sounds like a Disney film, but it doesn't sound cheesy, you know? It is very cinematic. I agree, Jacob. I agree. The soul and R&B vibe is all here, man. Oh, the pad-like vocals in the background are beautiful. There we go. There we go. That's it. Good. I like ballads when they fully commit to it. Jay, in this instance, I think is fully committing to the overall string piano bass drum accompaniment here that is reminiscent of some of his earlier work here. The theme is not revolutionary. His vocals are similar to a lot of other stuff. There's more experience behind it. It's a classic, and I am incredulous that does not have more love. Why is this song not one of the most played on this album? This is one of his strongest. Like, when you can... Good, thank you. I appreciate knowing that. Yeah, it's beautiful. The harp, the cascading harp melody was just so on point that it was bleeding from it, dude. I can understand it being your favorite. Do you think he's crying? Can you imagine him recording this and feeling really sad as he does it? Have you tried recording while you're crying? Have you tried doing that before? Because it's like, I mean, it's really hard because your throat clogs up and stuff like that. I love it. I love it. If he's crying while singing, man, he is a superhuman. Yep, D-Woo, they absolutely are. I agree. There we go, that's it. There we are. Beautiful. More of this, please. It's the little slides that he does with the bass before each of the choruses. The wow, boom. You know, that's the thing that adds that's the transitional device there. And it adds that bass there where it hasn't been before, so it adds a bit more oomph and presence to it. I would venture personally that I think that this is one of the best produced albums that he's had so far. The recording quality of the vocals in combination with a lot of the elements of the mix, they are so pristine. They are so on point. This is the sweet spot for Jay Chou's career in terms of audio production, as far as I'm concerned. It is so crystal clear, man. It's really impressive. Oh, don't be sorry. It's okay to cry. Like, honestly, man, you know, there's this thing with boys don't cry, right? There's this idea that if you're a guy or you're a man, you don't cry, and that's bullshit. There is nothing more manly than being able to cry, because that is you expressing your emotion and being in touch with who you are, man. I cry like an absolute baby sometimes, and that's just you being in touch with your own humanity, right? Don't be sorry for crying. It's chill, man. We're going to listen to that violin solo there in full, man. Here we go. Yeah. Great choice. Great choice. You're welcome. Most important thing you can do for yourself, in my opinion, is get to know yourself and to allow yourself to be authentic emotionally in every other way, you know? If you feel stuff, let yourself feel it, man. It's all good. Thanks, Jiangxi. Xie, appreciate it. You know, I think personally, if you're in a position where you are not personally in a position where you like, let's just say you haven't gone through a breakup, but you still feel sad, it's because you're empathetic. You know, like my understanding is that you're empathetic. You know, like you can you feel what that person's feeling and you feel sad for them. And that sadness can manifest within yourself, dude. It's like nothing wrong with that, man. If that's the power of storytelling in music. The most successful songs elicit either a conscious or a subconscious reaction in a person and a listener. That spark, that connection there, that raw, visceral kind of surge of electricity that within your cranium that makes you makes you bond with it, and you need emotion in order for that to happen a lot of the time. You know, it's either a thought, maybe like a message that you think about and then it makes you feel things, or it's just you just feel what they're feeling. I think Jay Chou, the way he sings here, is the best. It's my favorite. But I'm 2007 was an interesting year. I mean, I was 17 at that point. I don't really miss 2007 because like I didn't like being a teenager, but I'm glad that people had better times in that point than I did. Yeah, exactly. Crying is totally fine, man. Yeah. I think that's a good point as well, Andy, is that the R&B sort of drumming with the strings is something I haven't heard a lot of. Like, I've heard string sections in R&B before, but for it to work for like the sort of like hip-hop-ish kind of vibe there, and also Jay Chou's vocal recordings, he is combining different elements there that I think, while, again, I cannot stress this enough, it's not like I heard it for the first time today, but it works. It's his own style, and it's easily recognizable. I suppose the only thing you can do, PSMGL, is be thankful for the experience you had, right? That's all. That's all we can do as human beings, is just show gratitude for the experiences that we had, Anyways, we got Heart's Rain. I think we're making better time now. We were initially going to be going for like 3 hours, but I think we got the talkies done, and then we listened to some new music, so it's good balance. Okay, the green leaves the oak tree. Yeah, it does seem like a breakup. Heart's Rain. I mean, Heart's Rain is a sad track within itself, Learned from my C5 boy. Yeah, exactly. When you cry and you show someone that you're feeling something, often people will reciprocate. It's almost like, and this is potentially a hot take, it's almost like when you smother your feelings and emotions inside so that nobody knows what you're going through, it's not a good thing because it means that no one will understand what you're going through and nothing changes. Yeah. Watching the phone, I'm waiting, but there is no call from her. That's a sad line. I can relate to that. No, it's been a long time since I was in that situation, and I still feel bad for Jay, man. As tears smudge words of concern in the postcard, that sadness has no time difference. Yeah, the sadness doesn't really go away. It's a thing to struggle with, you know? The cold wind passes by the branches in the yard, also froze the fresh flowers in my hand. That's brutal, man. That's brutal. I like the fact that Jay is opening up about his emotions here. It's a very emotionally authentic track. But we've got track number 8 now. White Windmills. Let's go. Let's do this. Oh, it's instantly upbeat. Oh, but the chorus guitars. Oh, he doesn't? That's good to know. But how does it sound like it's about? How is it all so authentic then? Like, how does Jay manage to make it sound like it's about him? That's a skill. That's a skill, and I don't know if I like that, you know? I don't know if I like that. I don't know, man. Nice development with the drum kit in addition to these chorusy kind of reverb-laden guitars here. The vocals are nice and present in the mix, and there's plenty of space for it, right? Great choice moving up that range, Jay. Well done. The little string flutters on the side that are subtle, they just add a little bit of extra oomph to it. They buzz, man. I wonder what level of resources Jay Chou had access to at this point in time. Like, how did he come up with these? Was it an organic process? Did he get feedback from people? Is he still completely in control of it? I have a lot of questions about this. Okay, that was a sweet little transition there. Not gonna lie. I love that boom, 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 boom. Hey, he goes down for that. He goes down for that as if rolling over. We're going to the next phase of it. He's resetting himself. The strings ascend whilst he descends. There is contrast there. We start again. We flip it and we vibe with it. It's great songwriting. Sup, Audrey? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Really, Ming-sun? See, like, I listen to this, and as a person who doesn't sing, I can't imagine why this would be difficult to sing, but I'm sure for a singer listening to this, they're like, no, this is impossible. Thank you, Elvis. Thank you, I appreciate that. 32 A4 notes, that is quite a lot. The hair is here to stay. Oh. The strings are so dreamy, dude. Like, the strings just sit there and they sift through your memories and they hover and they float, and it's beautiful, man. The panning as well is exceptional. They don't just have them in the center, and they don't have them on both sides, just on the right as if they're a cloud that's passing you by. This is almost transcendent. Mayday's good, absolutely. I don't like the plucking on the right. You hear the dum, dum. I don't like the way it's placed. I understand that we felt the need for an additional element there, but it's not to my tastes. It needed to be like 0.5 dB quieter or something like that. In fact, I'm not even sure why they put that in at all. So if you're wondering whether I'm just positive in these reviews for the sake of being positive, no. I think that's the first thing in a couple of albums that I've been like, nope, don't do that. The little pluck. It's something you'd probably only hear through headphones, but it's just kind of blunt. And it's like, I don't know why that is there. I can't understand the context of it. Yeah, see, that's such a smooth transition. Why did you need to put the plucks in there? Nice use of the open hi-hat, though. Sounds nice and fresh. Great filtering with the EQ. Vocals, the preamp for those vocals, I don't know what they're using, but it's absolutely pristine. Yeah. Oh, yeah. More of that, please. Okay, we're rising. We're not doing a key change though. Don't you do it. Don't you do a key change. Good job, Jay. One of the most convincing vibratos I've heard from Jay so far. He's really got it nailed now. His clean vocals and his rapping are on par. And it's just a given at this point that the production is going to be sensational, and the just because of the position he is in, I think, if anything else. Apart from the boom 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 we had before, I didn't like that. All right, I'm just going to be a moment. Okay? Just gonna do something real quick, okay? Just gonna do something real quick. Real quick, okay? I'll just be a moment, okay? Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum. Bum. Just needed to check something. We're all good, okay? Sup. Back. Okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to look through the lyrics of this. We're going to hear that out. White windmills, quietly spinning. The feeling of reality, dreamlike and distant. Seawater? Seawater? Complicated tears. So this is more. This is Jay Chou actually. So Jay Chou has actually got a few in here. That's kind of dope. I dig that. Got nothing but love for that. Does Jay Chou do more of the lyrics once he leaves the company, or does he still like kind of leave a lot of the stuff to Vincent? Thank you, Snowy Sakura. Thank you for your kind donation. We will do more Jay Chou albums in future. Oh, Vincent got a girlfriend. That's cool. That's dope. That's good to know. Yeah, thank you for that donation, though, Snowy Sakura. I really appreciate it. Sakura. I'm a little bit fed up with key changes. Yeah, I think key changes are effective in certain situations, but I think that if you don't justify the key change, or if there's not an additional layer on top, you're just like, my problem with key changes is when you have someone who does nothing different with the arrangement aside from move the instruments up like a step, you know, if that makes sense. That's the issue I have with key changes. And it's happened occasionally with Jay's albums, although sometimes he elevates it further by doing new things. So it's okay. Jay's not that good of a lyricist. Fair enough, Jean Clark. Fair enough. That's fair enough. Again, I mean, like, Vincent's a legend. You know, you can't really compare Jay to Vincent, can you? Vincent, he's in a different league. You know, he was doing stuff before, I think, around the time that Jay came along, or slightly before it. You know, they're just different, though. To be fair, you know, they're different. I think. What you do? Hold my hand. Dreams. Hopefully, without end, will come this far just fine, because I don't want to finish this happiness too soon. Okay. I think this sounds like someone who had something good and then it disappeared. You know. Have more freedom if I'm by myself. Dude, I feel like this is like at least half a dozen of Jay Chou's songs is talking about how they got together. And I know it's not about him. I hear people are saying that, like, it's not about him. It's about his friends and stuff like that. I don't understand Vincent's lyrics. Vincent, good. That means it's good. That's a spicy take, right? Is something good if you don't understand it? I want people to ruminate on that, because it's not necessarily a good thing. It's something we should all be thinking about inherently. Is something good if we don't understand it? Or is it good that we are ignorant so that we don't learn the truth? And is it potentially a horrible truth? I don't know. I think Vincent seems like a chill dude, you know? I don't know how he comes up with the stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Like, we've had half a dozen of Jay's songs talk about that kind of stuff. I want new things from Jay. So we're into the custom translation part of this, because Solaris was kindly able to do 1 to 8. It's a lot of effort to translate these songs. So we've got 9 and 10 from the internet. So be prepared for these to not be nearly as strong as the previous ones. Maybe if these translations are utter garbage, you can let me know. That would be great. Yeah, Vincent uses hard words. Yeah, we've got track number 9 anyways. Let us continue. Oh, that flamenco Latin kind of vibe. I dig it. I like it. More of this, please. Completely different percussion. The strings sound like something from like a movie. This is almost cinematic, I think. Like, there's a few more cinematic tracks on this. That kind of big lounge sound, its vibe. Oh, a gift for the grandma. Thank you. I appreciate knowing that. Sup. Hello. Bossa Nova. Okay.
想象不到如此心跳，你的一切都想要。
Thank you for letting me know this is a terrific broadcast, because I have no idea if this is good or not. I'm just hoping that people don't hate it. You know, that is the minimum requirements for this today's live streams, is knowing that people don't hate it. I'm glad that Jay and Vincent, in that case, they sound like a bickering old couple. I can understand why this is a gift to Jay's grandma. I'm sure that Jay's grandma loved it, dude. His vocals are sublime. It's very fitting and appropriate for the genre. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's one of the best tracks on the album. I like this one. I'm going to give this a heart. Like, for realsies. A heart. One of his best. Absolutely. Any day of the week. Yeah, I would say they're a couple. You know, honestly, like, for real, I ship Jay and Vincent. You know, just let Vincent be the side character, okay? Let them, you know, I don't know. I'm getting myself in trouble. Oh, his voice is it's so appropriate for this. There's a sweetness to it. It's sensational. I think this is one of Jay's strongest vocal performances in regards to how appropriate it is for the type of music he's doing. Like, if I didn't know Jay Chou did all the other stuff he did, I think he was a person who specialized in this type of music. That's talent. That is talent through and through, right? Oh, and that slide on that double bass, the boom, is sexy, man. That's some sexy instrumentalism right there, dude. Oh my lord. Oh, and the piano line as well, dude. Here we go. Nice modulation on that right hand. Left hand supporting the bass line. I mean, like, Rick, if we're honest, I think Her Eyelashes is a better song than this. But that's because nothing Jay will ever make is better than Her Eyelashes. So, like, I understand that there's some tracks that didn't get included in this album. We actually will have a fan request live stream tomorrow. So if you want to come and suggest some songs, it might be worth subscribing to the channel so that we can hear some of your favorite tracks at tomorrow's live stream, which will be at 5 a.m. UTC. A reminder to everyone, there'll be a fan request live stream tomorrow at 5 a.m. UTC. If you want me to review some tracks for you, review a song for you come along to that session. Okay, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Here we go. So if you've got a song that you want me to listen to, come along to the fan request live stream tomorrow, okay? It's SP patrons fan request, but people, anyone can suggest a track. SP patrons, hang on. Patrons get priority in the queue for these specific ones. Yeah. So like with the SP patron fan request that's tomorrow, SP patrons will get priority pick. So if you choose a song, it will go to the top of the queue, but anyone can suggest a track. It's not just for SP patrons. If you don't have to be subscribed to the Patreon to do it. It's just if you are a patron, you'll get to the top of the queue. So that's all good, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Carol Music. Thanks for your donation. We could potentially do them as a fan request tomorrow. Yeah. I can't do more than the 10 tracks today because I have time restraints. I've got a few reviews that I need to do after this, as well as I've got to eat after this live stream. But I'm happy to do more stuff during the fan request live streams. In addition to this, obviously, we've still got lots of top 5 Spotifys to do and stuff like that. So there's plenty of opportunities. Also, you know, you can just become an SP patron and get a track reviewed once per month. I'll make a video review for you of a song that you want me to check out. So there's lots of choices for people, okay? But thank you to Corel Music for your donation. It's very generous. I just want to stick with these 10 tracks today as they're a part of the official release. And we'll just go from there, okay? But thank you for letting me know. I appreciate people giving me advance notice about that. Yeah. It's nice to finish with those hand drums and have them go falsetto on the sides. I think it's a really great decision to make, sort of from a perspective of a transitional device. Yeah, there we go. The dynamic range of this performance, the softness of those little taps on the drums, you know, little bongo drums, is gorgeous, man. Oh, well, there we go. Like, people are telling me that I've already listened to those two. So, in actuality, we may have done that. We may have already reviewed both of those tracks. So, yeah, that's cool. We just got to figure out... we got to figure out which fan request live stream those tracks were done in, I suppose. Charming track, though. Really fantastic present for his grandma. We have the lyrics, though. Remember, people, these are not Solaris's translations, so they might not be fantastic, but we will try our best. Okay? Apologies. Again, these are internet translations, so they may not be as good. Okay? These are the best that I could find, though. Okay? Yeah. There is a little bit of sensuality involved in this track, if I'm not mistaken. You know? You writhe, waste lazily, can't stand it. You smile in the wind, smell of rosemary. Yeah. Yeah. Send me a love signal. You're gracious like a cat around. Around. So is this about watching someone dance and being entranced by them? Is that the case here? Maybe it's still fantasy like relating to history, Jay Chou. Yeah, I think that's the beauty of this music is that Jay Chou puts all these little bits of tidbits and spoilers and stuff like that. Like they're not spoilers, but little Easter eggs for you to have re-listen. And music, it is so important with music to have re-listenability or replayability. Because if you write a song and you give everything to the listener at once, that's great, but they won't come back again if they feel satisfied by it. You've got to find some way to get them to want to hear more of it to get their fix. That's tricky, and it can come off as kind of desperate if you pander too much attention-seeking wise, but Jay Chou strikes the right balance here, I think. Broken String and Orbit. Are those tracks by Jay Chou, or are they something else? What foreshadowing the atmosphere? I love you, I know. So yeah, that's it. I think someone's watching someone dance their way through life. There's an elegance to it. There's a sensuality around that. The translation is fine. That's good to know. Thank you. It sounds authentic, yeah. There's a sweetness to it. Jay Chou sounds like he's very mature at this point in time. This track is one of those ones where Jay Chou sounds like he's not like a young man anymore. He is becoming a late 20s, slightly older man, you know, and he's coming into his own. But we've got track 10 now, the last track for today. I agree, Jacob. I agree. We've got Bearded Chrysanthemums. Bearded Chrysanthemums. Track number 10, the final for tonight. Let's go. Let's do this. Fantastic string section here. Wonderful balance within it. Can we just talk about the gravity of the impressive introduction to this and how meaningful the vocals and guitar are in contrast to that? Legitimately, it sets the stage for this wonderful world that Jay Chou is building, and then you just have one man with a guitar. Excellent development there. There's a slow dance going on here with the arrangement and the performance is great. Interesting phrasing and melody. I'd say this is probably one of Jay's strongest albums in terms of his own vocal performances. Like, to be sure, his vocals are tremendous in this one. It's one of the highlights of this for me. Yeah, I'd agree. Probably some of the best vocals. Clicks have a nice reverb on them. It's only taken like 7 albums for people to hear Jay Chou correctly. What other musician can you think of where they haven't sung properly but have had the success that Jay's had at this point? Like, are there any other musicians that you know that are as successful as Jay by this point in his career that you couldn't understand properly? I love that Jay is just allowing the music to speak for itself, man. I love the choice of instruments in here. Lots of plucking and tremolo picking and stuff like that. That contrasts really well with the smoothness of these strings and that repetition of bum, 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 bum. You know, the flow is predictable harmonically or melodically, whichever you prefer, but at the same time, I'm not entirely mad about that. It sets the precedent at the beginning and sticks at it. You're not surprised.
花已香完，飘落了灿烂，凋谢的世道上，命运不堪。周末渡江，球星才两半，盼你上不了岸，一辈子摇晃。谁的江山？
Just the way that everything sits in the mix, like it's on clouds. Like really, I don't even know why I'm impressed, because he's doing so well by this point, 7 albums in, that it's almost like, yeah, he should have all his ducks in a row. These instruments should float well in the mix. There shouldn't be any resonant frequencies or anything like that. It shouldn't be as impressive that it sounds as professional as this.
马蹄声狂乱，我一身的戎装，呼啸沧桑。天微微亮。
Oh, he plays the guzheng. Really? What instrument can't Jay play at this point?
一夜惆怅，如此委婉。菊花残满地伤，你的笑容已泛黄。花若人断肠，我心事静静藏，北风乱。
Like, I'm not gonna pretend that I'm a massive fan of the song for the sake of the style. Like, I'm accepting of it, and I think it's great that Jay is expanding into these styles of genres, some more traditional sort of elements. You know, would I rather listen to this or like Meshuggah or like Opeth or something like that? You know, it depends on the mood, I suppose. But I can nonetheless appreciate the work and the polish, I suppose. You know.
夜未央，你的影子剪不断，徒留我孤单在湖边成双。菊花残满地伤。
Like, I'll allow it because of the fact that I understand it's a cinema soundtrack. Cinema soundtracks are different. You have key changes in those because it's like fashionable. It's like a part of the deal, you know? And he doesn't go up a step. It's like a 2 steps or something like that, right?
我心事静静藏，北风乱，夜未央，你的影子剪不断，徒留我孤单在湖面成双。
Great choice for the end part. Okay, we're going from left to right. That's fine. I'm not mad. I think that was a nice way to finish the album. You know, having the end of the album like a cinema sort of like credit scene kind of closes the journey we've had with Still Fantasy, right? It's okay. I think the strength of this was that it was an orchestral arrangement. it was probably one of the more unique elements of this track, and I'm glad that he put it at the end. It was a nice way to close it out. Absolutely. We're gonna listen through this, look through his lyrics though, and then we'll conclude, and then we're done. And you guys have your 7th album sorted. Only, like, only 8 albums to go. After it, 8 albums. After this, we've still got 8. Yeah, I'll agree with that, Jacob. I think that his vocals did gain a bit of presence when he rose his. I want to make, before we get into the lyrics, actually, I want to talk about the enunciation. My view personally is that you, as a singer, your job is to pronounce stuff clearly, because you're telling a story to the audience. If you are wanting it to be more ambiguous, you need to make it obvious that you are attempting to be ambiguous with the pronunciation. I think that Jay, without understanding the language myself, I can't tell if it's difficult or easy to understand what he's talking about. People have told me, I've had a reasonable percentage of people tell me that it is difficult to understand what he's saying. At the same time, I think that it just goes to show the potential of what Jay does when he realizes how important it is for all the words to come through clearly here. And in a sense, it kind of makes me sad, because if he really was just... I cannot believe that he wasn't trying before. I genuinely believe that he was doing his best to be heard clearly before. Jay said the lyrics are meant to be read. No. No, 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 no. That is a philosophical difference between Jay Chou and I. Your job is to make sure the person understands the lyrics from the song. Getting someone to, like, hear your music and then go read a book, it's like, doesn't make sense to me. I can't fathom that. I appreciate the fact that Vincent is phenomenal. And from the perspective of simply wanting to read over the poetry itself, I can get that. But at the same time, it's like, why should the listener have to do that? Why should the listener not just be able to hear the song and be able to understand it? And this is not me saying that Jay Chou can't enunciate. This is based on what I've been told about Jay and the way that he communicates. I think that I cannot fathom that Jay Chou was not aware of the importance of getting those words through clearly. I can't deal with that. It's a bit much for me to think about. Now that's another thing as well. Is it because there's like less kind of harsh consonants? Jacob, is that why that is? Because you get the p, the p and b, and you get those kind of harder consonants in English, for example, which work well phonetically and rhythmically. They're percussive, you know. Even David Tao has similar issues. Okay. That's good to know. Again, I don't know. I can't ascertain how clearly Jay Chou sings because I don't know the language. But it would be a shame if Jay Chou... Yeah. It is. Again, that's why I'm being very careful. That's why I'm being very, very careful about it. But anyways, look. Yeah, exactly. If you change the tone of a word, I'm minimally aware that with certain languages, such as what the one Jay Chou is singing in, if you change the tone, it means something different. It's very different, That's okay. Okay. We're going to continue with the lyrics, and then we're going to conclude. Just before I go any further, thank you to everyone who came along to the live stream. I appreciate it, okay? It's good to hang out and listen to music with y'all. It's good. Hoping the audio has been better in this one, Your tears glisten with pain. These lyrics are absolutely phenomenal. Like, they're so wonderful. I like the rain slowly patters on a vermilion window. My life is a tattered page battered by the winds. That wordplay, that imagery there, that creativity, that It's stunning. Oh no. Don't cross the river in melancholy. You may spend a lifetime drifting, never reaching the shore. Whose empire is it now? The sound of horse hooves. So I'm assuming this has more to do with the movie than anything else, but I assume it's someone that is being affected negatively by the situation they're in. Maybe there is a war going on. Maybe the war is over and they're just like counting their losses or something like that. And they used to be together, but maybe they lost someone through the conflict. Yeah? 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 Ah. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the donation. I can't review it today, but maybe we can do it in tomorrow's fan request live stream at 5 a.m. UTC. Yeah, okay, so I think I get that track. I probably need a little bit more sort of context behind that. But thank you to who is this? I've got to find the word. Thank you to Wu Qiang for your donation. I really appreciate it. Let's talk about the album, okay? Am I big? I'm big. This album was great. I liked most of the songs. I think the strongest ones were the songs where Jay really either performed to a level that I hadn't really heard before with his rapping or clean vocals. The last track we had the ornamental section, the orchestral arrangements there. I think it was like the fourth one where we had the boing boings. You know, it had the boing boing beat and stuff like that. And the sixth one, if I'm not mistaken, which was Red Imitation. No, yeah, I think so. I appreciate that Jay Chou is in a position by this point in his career where he's very comfortable with his own style. I don't think I wasn't expecting a huge amount from this album because I had been told by people that it was not as good as his first six. And I genuinely think that this is on par with stuff from his fifth and sixth albums. Again, the albums at this point in time do not hit the same. I don't think that like any of these albums will hit the same as the first album. It was my first introduction to Jay. At the same time, I'm appreciative that Jay is arguably being a little more diverse in his influences and stylistic. I think maybe because he has more flexibility now because he has less constraints because there's less risk, I don't know, through the label. Yeah, I will admire the different genres. I am less upset about the fact that it is just stylistically all over the place because it is consistently stylistically all over the place. My fear is that with Jay, top three. Probably what was the fourth one? Not Listen to Mama's Words. I wasn't a fan of that one. I'd say that the one with Yu Xing Fei, the one with Fei was probably my second favorite. Chinese Herbal Manual was probably my first, or this one here. Yeah, I'd say that like maybe that one. Retreat. Imitation. I don't know. To be brutally honest with you guys, I don't know if I have necessarily a favorite. None of these tracks made me personally feel like it was elevated beyond the original material. And maybe this is, you know, I didn't have a visceral reaction to any of this. I can understand why some of these tracks were so beloved. I'm glad that we just didn't have ballads all the time. I'm glad that Jay tried a lot of different genres. Jay's vocals, whether it was clean or rapping, the falsetto parts, the arrangements, the collaboration with Faye was fantastic, as well as the lady vocals in the first track. You know, that was great. Vocally, this is one of Jay's best albums. Structurally, there was a lot of change and shift here. I especially love the 10th track, how we had that classical arrangement there. We completely separated ourselves from needing that hip hop R&B kind of drum kit we've had for like 7 years. The instrumentation, there's lots to appreciate. I talked about it within the individual tracks. I wish there was a guitar solo, and I know people are probably sick of me saying that at this point in time. I would have loved there to be a guitar solo, and I don't think I'm ever going to get a guitar solo again. Maybe there will, but I think that's just enough. I miss the distorted guitar, and I miss the turntablism. Compared to first and second, just childish. Yeah, I miss the distorted guitar a lot. And it makes me really sad because I think that Jay did really well with the rock stuff. Yeah. The thing is, it's almost kind of redundant to talk about the instrumental performances with an album like this because it's just so on point. It's just so on point. Like, there's not a single note out of place. And I don't think that Jay would let an album out of the studio unless it was damn near perfect. The production was sensational. There was one point where it had like a blunt kind of bop 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 kind of sound on the right that I didn't like, but it's commercial grade major label stuff. You know, you're gonna struggle to find complaints with it. Again, I do appreciate the 10th track for how different it was from that really sort of pure orchestral feel. The bossa nova kind of stuff on 9 was great too. I got nothing else to really say about it. I don't know. Like I think I was more excited as I went through it than I am afterwards. It's kind of like when you go out to town and you have a fantastic time with the people you're with, but then you wonder if it was really as good as you thought it was as you went along. At some point, I'm going to rank every single track in Jay's discography, and it's going to be hard because I'm going to have to make some really intense decisions. And I know people have nostalgia for these tracks, which is kind of what I suppose allows me to be more sort of clear-headed with it. Ultimately, there are obviously additional tracks that people want me to check out. I'm not able to do them today. I'm already like 20 minutes over time. I thought it'd be done by 7, but obviously we've been chatting more today. If you're watching this and you thought I chatted to the chat too much, I'm sorry, but I like talking to people. And again, if you want me to like review stuff seriously, I mean, I am reviewing this seriously, but if you want a dedicated review, you know, there's like the SP Patron stuff, or just come to the fan requests where it's like less of a kind of, because this is more of just me you know, sort of talking to people and just chatting to people and just having a good time, right? I'm taking the review seriously, but also these are the biggest live streams, so there's the most people. So I like to say hi to everyone and make sure that everyone understands that I'm not here just for shits and giggles. I care about the people who come to the live streams too. But anyways, thank you for watching my review of Jay Chou's Still Fantasy, his 7th studio album. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show Jay some love via his various social medias and his Spotify. Is this album better than the last one? I don't know, man. I don't know if it's better than the last one. I can't say. I suppose with the 6th album, if we go back to the 6th album, right? What was the album before? No, I would say this one was potentially weaker than the previous album in certain ways. I think Jay Chou's albums of vocals here, I like the range in here a bit more, but I'd need to listen through the 6th album again to really get a grasp of that, you know? It's a very spicy take. I want to review all of the tracks and rank them so people understand where I'm coming from with it. That'll be the definitive video on it. Yeah. It's hard, man. But I'm gonna go get some food. thank you to everyone who came in to watch this live stream. Hopefully enjoyed it. Please have a fantastic weekend. If I see people tomorrow at the fan request live stream, I'll see you then. Otherwise, for the people who primarily come to the channel to watch the Jay Chou album reviews, the next album review will be in September. But until then, I will catch you all in the next review, the next SB live streams. Have a great day. Spider-Hands out. 3